Good morning to you all. Today we will be discussing about speed and velocity. To understand speed and velocity is very important. So let us understand what actually speed and velocity mean. Let us see the definition of speed first. Here speed mean the distance traveled by a body per unit time. That means distance covered per unit time will be known as the speed. So to understand this in a better way, let us go for the example. Here you can see car 1. So this car 1 is moving from point A to point B, covering a distance of 1 kilometer by taking time 30 seconds, while car 2 moving from point A to B, covering a distance of 1 kilometer in 40 seconds. So which car has more speed? Clearly we can say that car 1 has more speed because it takes lesser time to cover 1 kilometer, whereas car 2 take more times to cover 1 kilometer. So now let us go for the mathematical formula of speed. Means applying formula, how we can find the speed. This is the mathematical formula for speed. Speed is nothing but distance covered by time. That means if you know the value of distance and if you know the value of time, you can easily find the speed. See, for example, here the distance is 1 kilometer and the time is 30 seconds. If you put the value of distance and time, then you can easily find the speed. That's how speed is calculated. I hope you understand what actually speed mean. Here you can see some points are given. Point number 1 is telling us that it is a scalar quantity. That means speed is a scalar quantity. That means it will only give you the magnitude. It will not give you the direction. It will give only the magnitude. Here magnitude means it will give you a certain value. And point number 2 is telling us that it always positive. That means speed is always positive. It will never be negative or it will never be zero. How comes that? Because distance is always positive. We have studied in our last lecture 2, that distance is always positive. So if distance is always positive, then of course speed will also be positive. And here's very important point, third point, SI unit. The SI unit for speed is meter per second. Yet I've given in two ways. This is also known as meter per second and this is also known as meter per second. Then how do you find meter per second? From the formula also we can find the SI unit of speed. See, distance means the SI unit for distance is meter and the SI unit for time is second. So from here we can calculate meter per second. So this is actually what does speed mean. Now we'll be covering our next topic, which is velocity. Velocity is nothing but it is also a kind of speed, but here direction is given. That means that means speed with direction. Velocity is speed with direction. Now let us see the definition. Here you can see that the distance traveled by a body per unit time in given direction. That means distance covered by a body per unit time in a given direction. That means direction is given. So in velocity, direction is specified. Now let us look at the mathematical formula of velocity. Here mathematical formula is velocity equal to displacement by time. Velocity equal to displacement by time. I have earlier discussed about displacement. If you have not watched, then please go and watch lecture 2, distance versus displacement. From there you can understand what displacement actually mean. Now let us look at the key points. Here it is a vector quantity. That means it will give you magnitude as well as direction. And point number 2 is telling us that it can be positive, negative and 0. So when velocity will be positive, when displacement is positive, then velocity will be positive. When displacement is negative, then velocity will be negative. When displacement is 0, then velocity will be 0. And the SI unit for velocity is meter per second, same as speed, because the SI unit of displacement is meter and the SI unit for time is seconds. From there we can find meter per second. So meter per second. To understand velocity, let us take an example. Here you can see that point A, point B, point C. If a person travels from point A to B, covering 3 kilometer distance in 2 hours time, after that again if you move from B to C, covering 4 kilometer distance, it taking 3 hours time. Then the question is find the velocity. We know from the formula that velocity is displacement by time. At first we need to find the displacement. So now we have to calculate the displacement. What does displacement mean? Displacement means nothing but is the shortest distance. So now we have to find the shortest distance. Here we can see that our shortest distance is A to C. This is our shortest distance. So we will draw a straight line from A to C, and we will consider point A to be the initial point and point B to be the point C to be the final point. And now we have to find the magnitude of this root. Magnitude means we need to find the value. Value means number. Now how do we calculate the value of this displacement? So it is easy. We can calculate easy from Pythagoras theorem. We know Pythagoras theorem is a square is equal to b square plus c square. So what is our b square? B square is 3 and c square is 4. So 3 square is 9 and 4 square is 16. So 16 plus 9 is 25, and here a square is there. So if we transfer the square, it will be in the form of root over, and we know 25 root is 5. So our value of this SC is 5 kilometer. Now easily we can find the velocity. That means applying the velocity formula. We know velocity is nothing but displacement. Our displacement is 5. So 5 kilometer. And our time is, what's our time? We need to add 2 plus 3 is 5. 2 plus 3 is 5. 5 hours. Our time is 5 hours. So you can cancel 5 easily. The answer is 1. Then our velocity is 1 kilometer per hour. So this is how we calculate velocity. I hope you understand. If you like my channel, then please subscribe it, share it, and comment on it. And if you have any confusion, then please comment me on the comment box. Thank you very much.